Welcome, everybody, to the Autographers Anonymous podcast. This is a podcast dedicated for those addicted to autograph collecting. Let's go around the room.
What's up, guys? Mike from the Autograph Network, aka the Godfather. And what you gonna do, brother, when the Autographers Anonymous run wild on you? That's for you, Mean Gene.
Oh, yeah.
Stacy, aka that autograph dude here, and I finally come back to Tuesday nights. But I thought I was on a poo cast.
Hey, don't you make fun of my sign. It's all I have. I didn't have a D, so it says Poocast. Anyways, my name is Zane. Don't interrupt my intro, man. My name is Zane Savage, and my toilet was clogged, but my mailbox was not. We're back. We had a hiatus, obviously, due to several situations. We had my toilet being clogged, and we could not stay in this house, so I could not do a podcast. And we got that resolved. And I know we said we were going to do one over the holidays. We didn't. We're a-holes. So we're going to make up today to you today with some pretty nice giveaways. So sorry about that. But we are back on the bi-weekly schedule from here on out until another catastrophe. We're doing every 2 weeks. So expect it every 2 weeks. All right. What did you get in your returns, Mike?
I got a ton of stuff because we took a couple weeks off, so bear with me as I burn through it.
Buckle in, folks.
Enjoy the ride. 2019 is going to be hopefully a big year for all of us. I'm going to be hitting the TTMs hard and also making purchases. So I've got a bunch of stuff. It's going to be a mix. Got a bunch of cards here. I think these were all purchases. I haven't sent out cards yet, but I'm going to show these. Frank Reich, great Buffalo quarterback. I grew up in Michigan. This is Andre Ware, Heisman Trophy winner, and it was supposed to lead the Lions to great things. We all know how that worked out.
It's an oxymoron, isn't it?
That was a tough team to watch. Surprisingly, this is my first Dominique Wilkins. The human highlight reel. Picked up some wrestling cards. Stacy, I know you like this set. This is out of Leaf. Frankie Kazarian. Kaz.
Sticker auto? Is it sticker auto?
This one is actually on card. This one, sticker auto. TNA wrestler, Raisha Shaheed. She's got some of the greatest eyes in wrestling. This person charges usually, so I picked up a certified card, cheap, SoCal Val. And another sticker auto. Roxy Lebeau. She was great, very underrated. This was a cool card, and I know you guys will appreciate this because you're around my age. The original American Gladiators. His name is Jim Starr, but he was Laser. And I don't know much about this set, but this is at a top 75th.
Yeah, I watched your video, and I'd never seen those cards before, so I started looking at some on eBay the other night.
Yeah, 2013.
I've seen them before, and they're actually a really good price.
Yeah.
They have some pretty nice movies with some minor stars.
So here's a perfect example. This is out of the top 75. Her name is Maggie Lengrich. Might not know the name, but you guys will probably recognize the movie, Harry and the Hendersons. So looks like sticker auto, but still very cool. On Facebook, they had some garage sales in the football group where you could sell anything. Picked up some very cool stuff. Stacy, you will also like this one. Val Kilmer. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got the Iceman inscription. So pick that up. Cupcake, Misha Tate. former UFC hottie. My buddy Garrett, card cutter 23.
Nice.
This is Martin Brodeur on a score rookie card.
Let's hold up here for a second. I think Andy has joined us. Hello, Andy. We are doing the show right now, so just a heads up. But welcome.
Sorry about that. I switched computers, and this seems to be working better now.
Oh, it's like 100 times better, man. Yeah, it looks great. You want to do your intro, Andy? Since you didn't get to do yours?
Oh, okay. How you doing? I'm Andy, and I like to take joyrides on the Stealth Fighter.
Great. Love it. All right, we're going to continue with Mike and his returns. Keep going.
All right. This one's pretty cool. This is Victor Hedman. It's cool because Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh.
So big card for me. Picked up this one from the same guy, Jimmy Howard, current Red Wings goalie. And I'm picking up stuff that I can't get TTM, so if I see it for a good price. Garrett also had these. This is Bill Mazeroski with a Hall of Fame inscription. He's getting way up there in age. This one, former WWE superstar, CM Punk. He actually got that.
MMA.
What's that?
Attempted MMA.
Yeah. Last card I'm going to show, I got this for like $4. I couldn't believe it. This is Sergeant John McLaughlin. And if you don't know the name, type in John McLaughlin and the Twin Towers. If you've ever seen the movie with Nick Cage about the Twin Towers, he is one of the Trade Center police officers. Port Authority officers that they pulled out alive, him and Will Jamino. But I've tried him, TTM, couldn't get him, and I got a card for like $4.
Is that a ComC pickup?
Yes.
Okay, I almost bought the exact same. Like literally, yes. I like almost bought it, but I decided to get it at the last second. That's so funny that you bought it.
Yeah.
Is that an actual card or is that like a custom made?
Nope, that is out of Upper Deck Goodwin Champions, Genuine Heroes. There's this and a bunch of like Medal of Honor winners. So very cool.
That's the one thing Upper Deck still does well is autographs, because they're relics now. They do production used material. So like if you have a picture of like Woody Harrelson or something, but it was never worn by Woody Harrelson, it was used in the production of. So it could be used by like the stunt man. And sometimes they even take the fabric that was used to make the costume. Like they have the leftover fabric that wasn't even on the screen. And they use that in the cards. So like they're utter garbage when it comes to relics. Now that's really all they're good for is autos. Fun fact.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff out there. 8x10s I'm going to show. Andy, you missed my intro. But I had to pick this up because I've tried him TTM and he required a donation. I just didn't get around to sending it. This is Mean Gene Okerlund. Rest in peace. One of the best in the biz. And I'm a wrestling fan because of people like him. So pick that up for a good price. I've got 4x6s, but he also sent this. This is golfer Freddie Couples. And it took me about 4 or 5 tries to actually get him in. And he sent a note saying, sorry for the delay.
I have a piece of his Masters shirt that he wore at the Masters in a fabric fob.
Nice.
If you're interested.
She just got her rear handed to her in her fight. Cyborg, Chris Justino, 8x10. Ty Dillinger, another WWE superstar with a garbage autograph down there on an 8x10. Mojo Raleigh, 8x10.
Where's Gronk at?
Yeah, wait a few more months. He'll be there.
Yeah, he might be. I've tried Macklemore TTM and I couldn't get him. I I've tried every address, and somebody had a dual sign. It's signed by Mac down here and Ryan Lewis, Grammy Award winners. A couple more wrestling 8x10s. Got a smoking deal on this. Old HBK, Shawn Michaels, signed in red. It's kind of hard to see.
I think you should do his intro.
I'm just a sexy boy. You all know it.
God, I wish my internet went down again right about now.
Yeah, we'll just cut that out now. Little tip for you guys. A lot of wrestlers are on social networks. Try contacting them directly. This is Congo Kong. He's a great big man in he was in Impact Wrestling. We saw him many times here at Universal. I contacted him, bought a couple photos direct from him. But a lot of wrestlers are great on social networks. So those are 8x10s and cards. I'll go through the highlights of the 4x6s. Like I said, Freddie Couples finally signed 2 photos and sent the 8x10. So he was kind of a white whale there for a while. Couldn't get him. John Glover. You guys probably won't recognize the name or the face, but he did the voice for the Riddler in Batman the Animated Series. He was also in Gremlins 2. So signed a couple there. This one's cool because she sent a nice card and a note extra. This is Barbara Goodson, but from the original Power Rangers.
Nice.
Rita Repulsa.
Dude, that's amazing.
And she was also one of the voices for Fraggle Rock. And a voice for Star Wars The Clone Wars. So she sent a nice card with a personal note too, but also a Power Rangers card. So awesome.
I grew up on that show. That was great.
Oh yeah. The original one was fantastic.
Yep.
I still love Amy Jo Johnson, the Pink Ranger.
Oh.
What are they up to, like 10 different versions now?
Yeah, that's getting ridiculous. But
the original was so corny that it was in the toilet the day after.
Yeah. Senator and former basketball player Bill Bradley signed 3. Danny Ferry, blown up Hoops rookie card, signed 3. I got this back in the other day, and I posted no political comments because I'm not political, but when I see people signing like this, you got to get them. Sean Spicer, former press secretary for President Trump.
Political comment.
But he finally answered the question I've written to many people that work at the White House. I'm like, where do you park? Do you just drive up? And there's actually a parking lot at the left-hand side of the West Wing. So he finally answered it. This one's cool. Lou Cartel. You guys will not recognize the face probably, but if you've watched Seinfeld,
Yes.
he was the ass man. So it's a great episode. He was in a few other things. Leslie Jordan, another funny character actor. This was a great movie, old school. Ski Patrol.
That's a great movie.
But he's currently starring in The Cool Kids, which has a pretty good cast. Bunch of old timers, but he's over there, the little guy. If you guys want to hear a funny story about Mike Squires, he's a former baseball player from my hometown, actually. I did that on my YouTube channel. You can hear that. This was a big one. Another one I've tried a couple times. Star Trek fans, Walter Koenig might recognize him as Chekhov.
Is it Koenig or Koenig?
I thought it was Koenig.
Oh, maybe you're right. I've always heard it Koenig.
But from what I've read, he's not a big fan of William Shatner, so I did not send anything with Captain Kirk in it.
Who is?
Yeah. Zane.
Hey, Boston Legal was an amazing show.
Talking Captain Kirk, not lawyer or whatever.
I'm on the fence on these just because he had a huge stroke where he can't sing anymore, but this is country music star Randy Travis. This was out a long time, too. The autograph is very shaky, so there's a chance. Maybe something we can discuss in a future episode.
Yeah, Stacy brought that up, but it didn't make the final cut. It may make it next time.
This was also out a long time via Venue, but a huge get because another amazing movie. This is Michael O'Keefe from Caddyshack. Noonan played Danny Noonan. Cool character. Get in the hole. Another just amazing cast. Bill Murray, Chevy Chase. Show this one just because I'm not a Ohio State fan, but the great Jim Tressel signed 3 photos, but he also sent a book. He is a best-selling New York Times author. This is Life Promises for Success, Promises from God on Achieving Your Best.
Yeah, those ex-football coaches are real big on the motivational speaker circuit for some reason. It's like an after coaching thing they do.
I'm not a huge Game of Throners. I know a lot of people watch the show.
What's a Game of Throner, my friend?
Yeah, what the hell?
You mean a Game of Thrones connoisseur?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
The people who freak out over the show, apparently it's good.
You just send to anyone then, huh?
he is the night
watch
king.
it.
It's good.
That's really cool. Is that overseas?
Yes. So he signed 3. He's actually in a Rob Zombie movie also, 3 from Hell. So that's what he kind of looks like. Very cool return. I had to double dip on this one. I've gotten it in the past. The voice of Eeyore, Peter Cullen, voice of Gremlins, but most importantly, that is Optimus Prime.
But that's not a Neri Klein, is it?
Not yet. Hall of Famer requires a donation. Peter Krause signed a couple.
Hey, he played college football somewhere pretty awesome.
Ohio State.
No, he played at Iowa.
I'll skip through some of these. This one's cool. Just she's not well known character actress. The autograph is hard to see, but this is Elsa Raven.
Save the clock tower.
Save the clock tower. And I sent the flyer from Back to the Future. So she even inscribed the clock tower lady.
I just had my kids watch that movie the other day, and one was completely confused.
Jesse's Girl, singer Rick Springfield. Nice. That's just a cool shot. This is from Farm Aid in the 80s. Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard himself. If you guys send to him, he is 1 per. Strict on it right now. I did get a dual signed photo. Actually, a couple of them. These are the guys that did the soundtrack for La La Land and The Greatest Showman. Benj Paskic and Justin Paul. So award-winning. I sent to one of them, and both of them signed. And they signed all 3 photos. But again, if you guys can track down a photo with 2 people in it, sometimes you'll get lucky.
Yep.
A couple more. This one was a big get because his career just ended and is supposed to be a top draft pick. This is Manute Bol's son, Bol. And yes, I just said Bol. He is a freshman at Oregon, signed 2.
You said his career just ended. Did he have an injury?
Yeah. He broke his foot or something, so he may be done at Oregon, one and done. I'm sure he'll go into the NBA.
Oh, okay. So that's not like
yeah.
a whole career.
Sorry, it's college
Good
career.
Lord, what happened to him, man? Yeah.
This one was out quite a while, but this is a great actress, Brenda Strong. For all you Trekkies out there, she was in, what is this, The Next Generation. But I remember from a couple of movies, Spaceballs. She was the nurse.
I bet you she gives great helmets.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine. And another just all-time classic, Starship Troopers. So she was the commander. I did get a JFK return, signed 1 on the front, which is my first day cover, Howard Willens. But he was actually part of the fictional Warren Commission. But that's a JFK return. I think that will be it. So,
good Lord, son. Oh, it was a month.
It was. Sorry, we're heavy this show. Stacy, what do you got?
All righty. Give me 1 second. I got to go shut my door. It's like the wind's blowing like 60,
Andy, what do you got?
the wind's blowing like 60 miles an hour, and I can hear my outside door clanging against the side of my house.
That's called a tornado.
So hold on 1 second.
Stacy's getting blown and not in a good way. All right, Andy, what do you got?
All right. Let's see. I got about 4 months of mail that I have not recorded yet. So this was just stuff that I kind of had laying around that it's non-baseball. And I actually did a bunch of pitcher orders. So let's see if we can pick up a little theme here. This is coming from Anthony Wamgo from Breaking Bad. He said nothing in the whole show. He was on one episode. He was the bulldozer driver that pulled the RV out of the ditch. Let's see if you can pick up the theme here. Next, Kyle Borheimer, who was the guy in line at the bank talking on his phone from Breaking Bad, who actually blew up his car. Here's him again with Walt in the back, the bank. And he was also in Better Call Saul. He was the stockbroker that they conned, paying for their drinks and their meal and all that fun stuff. Next, this one actually took me a couple tries to find him. I tracked him down a couple different places, but he actually came through this time. This is Dr. Maris Stan, who played Bogart, the car wash owner with the big-ass eyebrows, who is actually a scientist himself. And he sent this, but this is the annoying thing that drives me nuts. He's on the back. I'm sorry. I hate things on the back.
Cut autograph.
I know, but I like it on the front. This is him with Vince Gill, and he freaking put it on the back again for me. And he sent a nice letter thanking me for actually finding him. Next.
Now, wait. Now, okay, so obviously the connection here is Breaking Bad. Do you have in your mind maybe doing a gigantic matte piece with your obviously amazing one signed by the main cast with all the side characters?
Yes, very much so. Ding, ding. All right. Next. Jim Beaver from the show Breaking Bad.
What was his last name?
Beaver. Real given name. He was the gun salesman for Walt and Michael.
He said Beaver.
And there he is. Goes back in there. Let's see. What is this one? Oh, yeah. I forget this guy's name because I just got it in today, but he played Crazy 8 on some show called Breaking Bad. where they strapped him down in the basement. There's that one, and there he is with Jesse in the car. Oh, which way am I going? Sorry, new camera. So those are the Breaking Bad returns. Now a couple cards that came in that are. There's only one baseball in here. I jumped on the bandwagon for this one. Dan Marino. I snuck it in there. I don't know
Damn.
if he is still signing, but once I saw he actually was, I got it in there. Wrestling success. Carlito. I don't know. I haven't really watched wrestling lately. So
He bites an apple. It's really nothing special.
Okay. It's a soccer success. Gary Flood. I know, very exciting. I bought a box of soccer cards a couple years ago, and I finally got them out. Next, any Magic the Gathering? Gaber Zazinski.
What was his name again? I didn't catch
I don't know. It's a Zazinski. Yeah, him. Let's see. Now, this one is a baseball success. It's Nick Martinez. The only thing special about this is that I tracked him down. He's playing in Japan. So I sent it over there. And I actually been having good success sending it to Japan for like major leaguers that are playing over there now.
Heard Tom Selleck's playing over there.
Yeah, right. He got traded. No, quick. Reed Ryan, Nolan Ryan's son. He just happened to
Give me a heart attack there for a second.
Yeah, I was gonna. And I put these in here just for Stacy because I got a bowling Hall of Famer, I believe.
Nice.
And another bowling Hall of Famer, just for you. I got a lacrosse player, Nick Panko. As you can tell, no baseball really. Nick Calvito, yeah. Calavecchia, golf. And I noticed you guys mentioned this guy on one of the last shows, so I sent them out a couple of Donruss cards. Dick Perez. It's the puzzle pieces that he was the artist for.
Yep.
So I found those laying around. I'm like,
is his signature shaky, or is it because it was on the puzzle?
It's on the puzzle pieces.
So it was pretty smooth. You think it was just because it was?
Yeah, because it's all. Yeah, it's
okay. I was worried that he was getting older.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So plus those. Next, I got a funky return. This guy you've never heard of, John Pitts. He played in the minor leagues for like 2 or 3 years. Well, he never signed. I opened it, no sign. I got a 2-page letter from a guy named John Pitts, which is not him. And this guy must have been high as a kite when he wrote this because it's coming from Colorado. And he talks about ceiling fans, how he lives in his mom's basement, that he's a huge fan of mine, and that his mom drives him crazy. And basically, he wrote to the end of this, P.S., let's take our shirts off and lift weights. And P.P.S., I'm horny. So, I kid you not, it's right down there. I read this and was like, what the hell?
Dude, you have to frame that now.
That is just the funkiest thing.
You have to frame that. No, you have to frame that, my friend.
And I really hate to admit this. This is the second career letter that I've gone back that the guy said I was horny. I kid you not. Which scared the hell out of me years ago when I opened that one. And it was from a World War I veteran that he talked about doing stuff to his own body that I don't want to talk about.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
You have a weird personal collection, man.
It does.
Collect.
Andy, what's in those form letters, my friend?
Big fan. Loved you in baseball. That's it. All right, 2 more. I got a football back from John Grice, I think I say his name, who played Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite. So
that's awesome.
So he added the inscription that I wanted, which was, it says, "Hey Andy, back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin 1/4 of a mile." John Grice, Uncle Rico.
Nice.
So I love that thing when that thing pops right in. And finally, my big success for the long time. Mr. Love him, hate him, scumbag, dirtbag, Hall of Famer, Heisman, Mr. O.J. Simpson came in. I don't know if you
Oh
can
yeah, the
see
O.J.
it.
Simpson guy. Wasn't he in
Yep. He was
that
in a
one
couple
movie?
movies.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you can see what the glare. I absolutely hate this helmet that I found. I got on eBay and I didn't realize I had these holes on the top. But it was an address that I thought he was going to move from that I tracked him down in before he moved to Florida. And I guess he's still in Vegas now. But I got that in. I'm like, I just got to get it out before he leaves. But it took about
Totally.
5 months, and I was shocked as hell to see him come back in.
That's amazing. Great return.
Yeah, I was happy. And Card Cutter, actually, I shared it with him. He got him back before me, and he was on a boat at the time.
Yeah.
But that tricky military address, I guess, paid off a little bit better than mine.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Stacy, what you got?
Alrighty. This is going
By
to
the
take
way,
a while.
we're at. I just want to interrupt for a second. We've been doing the podcast for 30 minutes, and we're still in returns. So apologies for that, but we'll try to get this going.
I'm gonna add some time to this, as it's been a while.
Okay.
Gonna be a lot of purchases here. Lots of cards I've purchased. It's gonna be quite a bit of wrestling stuff. So I'll try to get through this stuff real quick. But we're gonna start with. I bought a bunch of these. They're from 2012, 2014, the Leaf original wrestling. And the first one, this is from 2014, and it's Eric Bischoff.
Son of a bitch.
Next one I got, this is out of Topps. This is Undisputed, from their Undisputed. This is Paul Heyman.
Nice.
Trying to get some of these guys that you can't get TTM anymore. Some of the new talent that you're not going to get. But out of Heritage, Braun Strowman. This is numbered to 99. Yeah. Had to pick up an AJ Styles. Got Maurice. Got The Miz. Shinsuke Nakamura.
I like him. He's cool.
Picked up a Daniel Bryan.
You mean Brian Danielson?
Yep. And some more of these Leaf. This is from 2014. Mick Foley. That one's a numbered 1 to 99.
You mean Dude Love?
Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack.
Picked up a Jake Roberts, numbered to 99.
Yeah.
Got a non-numbered one, but had to pick one of these up. Jim Neidhart.
You mean the Anvil?
Yep. This one is another number one. This one's numbered to 25, but had to grab one of these. The Zeus.
Zester.
Yep.
Junior.
Picked up a CM Punk out of Gowdy. I don't know this. I don't think these are numbered. But
Jeez.
got that really cheap.
You mean the worst MMA fighter ever?
Yeah. Picked up an Edge.
You mean Adam
Johnson.
Copeland?
Yep. You're pretty good at this, Zane. And Becky Lynch. That one's numbered to 99 as well. What's that?
The man.
I got nothing.
The man. A couple of Goodwin champions, UFC fighters, Misha Tate, Paige Van Sant. I think she's getting ready for her comeback fight this month, I think. Picked up a Danica McKellar out of Panini Americana.
You mean Winnie Cooper?
Winnie.
Yep. Lark Voorhees. Come on, Zane.
Chick from the Cosby Show.
No.
Lisa
No.
Turtle.
Oh, it's right. Yeah. No, no.
Saved by the bell.
Eh.
Karen Parsons. Zane.
I got nothing.
Fresh Prince. Another Fresh Prince, Tatiana Ali. Okay, here's a sports one. Lamar Odom. I think I paid $3 for that.
You mean crackhead?
Yeah.
Yep.
OD.
Picked up this. This is Lisa Spoonhour, who passed away this past year. She was in Clerks. This is out of the Skybox Clerks set.
I may have that card somewhere. She passed away?
Yeah, I think early in 2018. Picked up this. This is H. John Benjamin. This is out of Allen and Ginter. I think this is the 2008, but 2018 one. Picked up a Tony Gwynn out of Topps Tribute. This is number 299.
Nice. By the way, if you want a Tony Gwynn autographed matte piece, there's one in my store, the Savage Library on eBay. $30, I think it is right now.
Yeah, I know. I've been eyeing that.
He yelled at me when I met him that time. Oh.
Picked up this is another one out of 2014 Leaf. This was sent to PSA, so it's slabbed. It was an 8.5, but had to grab a Ric Flair.
Oh, what? Your mic messed up.
Ric Flair.
Oh, that guy.
Woo!
Yep.
Here we go.
Picked up this pretty awesome clear. I don't know what this is even out of. Something from Leaf, but it's Hulk Hogan.
I had the exact same damn card.
Oh, really?
Yep. It was the cheapest one. That looked cool.
Yeah, I think I got that one pretty cheap too. A couple of more of the Leaf originals. Like these ones are from 2012. Picked up a Bobby Heenan.
Stacy's also looking for a place to live since he can't afford rent anymore. So if you have a place,
a Rowdy Piper.
I'm feeling a theme here.
Yeah, there's even lots of wrestling in my TTMs actually too. Show these off real quick. These are 5 purchases, more wrestling. I got these from WWE.com. I picked up Alexa Bliss.
Ding. I'll do it.
You'll ding a couple more times. Carmella.
And ding.
And what Corey Graves calls God's greatest creation, Mandy Rose.
Dong.
Picked up Finn Balor.
Ding. No.
And Seth Rollins. And I know there's a lot of controversy about his TTM stuff. But I mean, there's something from, if you can get the glare out of there.
Wow, that's a beautiful signature.
No kidding, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, I know. All right, now to the TTMs quick. Got too many. Some more wrestling stuff. Got these back yesterday. Ted DiBiase.
You mean the $1 million
with a donation.
I was gonna say he never signs for me.
Yeah, I sent him $6 or $7, and he signed both of them. So, Mark Marrow, nice, awesome photo from the early '90s there with Austin and Brian Pillman and Alex Wright. Then another shot of him at DDP's place with Jake the Snake and Scott Hall.
Oh, is that from the documentary? That's what it looks like.
It might be.
Yeah.
Got Eva Marie finally back.
That's
some
what
more
it was. You
dings.
never put it on. You posted, oh, look who I got back. And it's an
Oh, yeah.
illegible signature of some chick I don't know. You got to put the name there, man.
Got this back a couple days ago. This is from NXT. Bianca Blair.
Ding.
And got Kurt Angle back. That was with a donation. He's $5 per, but you signed that one with a Hall of Fame inscription.
That would be a really good case against. Just saying.
And
I've
then
seen some things.
Yeah, the Milkomania.
If you paid for it, that leads me to think you have a better chance of getting an authentic one. But
Let's see.
you need to remember that name.
This came in today. This is former Washington Redskins running back, Super Bowl hero Timmy Smith.
What do you do to be a hero in the Super Bowl?
Ran for a whole bunch of yards, about the only thing he ever did in his career.
Does that qualify
yeah,
as a hero? Hero's a strong word, Stacey.
Over, I think. Got in Shane Black, the director of Iron Man 3, The Nice Guys, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. There's a shot of that. There's a shot from Iron Man. And a shot from Nice Guys. He had to make sure I knew which one was him, apparently. Got this in right at the end of the year. Got fortunate with this because their publicist or agent contacted me on Instagram because they lost my return envelope, so she said she wanted to get my address so she could send these out to me. This is Lord and Miller, directors, producers. They worked on the Lego movie. They were the infamous directors that were working on Solo that got fired. But there is a couple of those. Then the last two got in Brandon Roth. He must have been back in Iowa on Christmas visiting the family, but got that one. And that one as Superman. And then the last one, this was a via venue success that took a long time. I didn't really think I was ever going to see these. He was doing a play early in 2018. Got these back, I think, this past Saturday. So you're not going to be able to. The signature on this one is pretty bad, but it blends in. But Anthony Edwards did sign that one. It's on there. You just really can't see it. And then this one's a little better, a shot from ER.
Signature changed a little bit on each one. That's weird.
That takes care of my stuff.
All righty. Oh, yes, it's my turn. I got nothing. That's how you do a return day. Jeez.
I thought you said your mailbox was full.
You guys know my toilet was full. Unlike my mailbox. You guys just took 43 minutes to do mail. Good Lord. All right. Well, there's just 20 minutes to do the rest of the show. No, we'll go over it.
All right, let me start again with this stack. All right.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, we're going to move on to our next segment. How about that? We're going to move on to the Collector's Chronicles. And this week we're going to do the origin of Stacey Schaefer.
Man, that means I got to talk for another 15 minutes.
You can cut it to 10.
All right. We'll kind of start off. I mean, we've talked about this in the past too. My start in the hobby came back when I was in a middle school, probably 4th or 5th grade. We had a school assignment where we were assigned to write to an athlete or write to somebody that you basically whoever you want to write to see if you get something back from them. And I wrote to, it was two former, or they were just recently, or they were in the NFL at that time, but they were former Iowa football players. It was John Alt, and I believe it was either Jay Hildenberg or Mark Bortz. I can't remember, but that's how I got my initial start way back, and that was like the
1972.
Not quite that, but probably mid 80s, probably 85, 86. Back when stamps were stamps were in the 20-cent range back then. Now they're about ready to go back up. They're about ready to go up to 55 cents here shortly.
You can afford it. You bought all those wrestling cards.
That was my Christmas presents to myself. But that's kind of how I got the start in it. I throughout the rest of elementary school and middle school, I did it off and on. I didn't do a whole lot. I just sent out stuff every once in a while. I got really into it probably when I started, probably my sophomore, junior year in high school is when I really got going into the hobby. Was sending stuff out all the time. Kind of got situated where I was back. I mean, going back then, we didn't have the internet, obviously, so it was using magazines and books you had to go buy. And I really didn't have a whole lot of bookstore options where I lived. There was a couple. We had a Walden Books in the mall, and there was another. I can't remember what the other big bookstore was. But just getting lucky and finding the books in there and doing that. So I did that, and I stayed pretty active in it for probably 5 or 6 years. Kind of took a break, then got back into it again pretty heavy, probably in my late 20s. I got in.
What caused you to get back into it?
I mean, at that time, it was just the break. That time was mostly just work and scheduling. I was working 3 jobs at that time, and just didn't have a whole lot of time. And
you found time.
Yep. And then, I mean, I kept all that stuff then, and I still have that stuff. Then I kind of started to get back once the internet and you started to get better access to be able to find information. I got back into the hobby pretty heavily again and did a whole bunch of stuff, probably a good stretch of probably close to 10 years where it was pretty nonstop. And that probably went up, that stretch probably went up to that was all the way up through when we were doing the previous podcast. So probably up through 2012, 2013. So probably from 2000 to 2012, 2013, I was it was constant, nonstop. I was sending stuff out like Andy sends out.
Mailmen were retiring. It was crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, during that time, we started the original podcast back in the day. I got connections with Beckett and had a article published in Beckett back in the day. I still have some of those somewhere, but that was a lot of fun getting that connection and getting in touch with those guys and doing that. So that kind of went up. That stretch probably pushed my collection total. I mean, I was probably in the 10 to 15,000 autographs I had at that time. And then came, which we'll talk about here shortly, the next topic we'll probably get into is the burnout topic. But
burnout.
The major burnout topic, or I kind of just had to stop, got rid of everything I had in my collection at that time, and was completely out of the hobby for probably 4 or 5 years.
Started a porn career, it went horribly. It was a mess.
And then got back into it pretty much full time again at the beginning of 2018.
TTMing, not porn. Just so everyone knows.
TTM.
Oh,
a pretty solid year. Sent out almost 2,200 requests this year. Got back just under 1,100, so sitting right about at 50%. So it was a pretty solid return year. Got some big names. Got Jim Brown, Roger Staubach in this year, so it's got some nice stuff for the first year back.
Definitely, like you've been on your game this year. Very jealous. I think a lot of people are jealous of how much you sent out and got in, and some of the quality that you got back in was pretty amazing.
But it was kind of, I mean, there's stuff I wish I would have kept that I had that I got rid of, but it's kind of nice to start over fresh. I mean, it helped with my numbers because I could write to people that I had stuff from in the past, and I could rewrite it to them again as I didn't have the stuff anymore. But
yep. Well, folks,
so it'll get to be a bigger challenge moving forward year after year now. So the numbers probably won't be quite as high because I just will run out of people to write to. But
I don't know. You got that wrestling card money, man.
That's impossible. You can never run out of people to send to.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I think you're right. I think if you're sending to the guy that didn't say a word on Breaking Bad, you're sending to that.
He was a
Yeah.
bulldozer operator, okay?
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, I mean, realistically, you could keep going and going and going. But I'm cutting your segment off. I'm trying to cut Stacy's segment off. Good Lord, people.
Man,
This has been the origin story.
That was a lot of talking.
Well, actually, it was only like 7 minutes, dude.
you owe us 8 more. Come on.
This has been the origin story of Stacy Schaefer. So now you guys know. And he touched on our topic for today a little bit. So the topic is burnout. Everybody has it. No matter what you do in collecting, if you collect coins, if you collect cars, there's going to be a burnout. The question is, what do you do in that burnout? Why are you burned out? When do you come back? All these questions need to be answered. So I guess I'll ask the obvious question. Have you guys ever got burned out? I already know the answer, but go ahead.
I'll let somebody else talk first.
Yeah, good Lord. Stacy's done for now.
I'll go. I got burnout with what I was doing. Not so much autograph collecting, but with social media. If you guys have followed me, I was big on YouTube for it's going on 10 years now. That was my outlet. I was pumping out daily TTM videos. And then, of course, started with Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And that's where my burnout came from. I love going to the mailbox and opening things, but it's almost like a job, a chore to post stuff. And I got burnt out of that. So I stopped for a while doing YouTube videos. And like Stacy said, we've all been collecting long enough that, we see a lot of the same returns on a Star Tiger, and you get burnt out trying to find new people to send to. So I've experienced it. I love the hobby. You do need to take breaks. But there's also the different aspect where we're trying to share our experiences through a podcast, through YouTube videos, and that can be very taxing if you do it constantly. And I experienced that burnout. So a little different aspect of the collecting hobby where you can experience burnout too.
Absolutely. Andy, have you ever had a burnout?
I am officially on a burnt out right now. No, I hit it.
I thought I saw something smoking down there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a meeting right now. No, I basically hit it like last November, December, and I kind of came to terms of I keep sending to the same goddamn people every year for baseball because I have so many Danny Darwin, Zane Smith, guys that will sign automatically each and every time. And I hit the wall like, why am I keep sending just to get them these cards signed instead of just sitting in these boxes over my shoulder? So I made a pledge for starting New Year's that I've been averaging like 2,500 a year for I have no idea for how long. So I'm cutting down to about 400 or 500. And instead of going out and buying a roll of stamps, I'm actually going to start sending cards out for signings and using, that $50 and actually sending it to, say, like Chipper Jones. He's $25 a card through his foundation. I got a bunch of minor league cards I need for his sets. So I'm like, I'd rather spend that money going that way and do less letters. Am I going to hold up with this? Probably not, because I'm a goddamn addict. But that's my plan. I mean, I said 400 to 500 for the whole year, and I'm already at like $150 for this year, and it's only the 8th. So that's pretty bad. But it's but I'm gonna kind of use my money differently this year. That's my plan. Yeah. Same with Clemens. I mean, Clemens is $25 through his foundation. I have like 10 cards I need for his set.
Right.
So I figured spend it there and do less letters, kind of take it easy more, and just actually focus on other things that are more important in life right now than fucking Danny Darwin autographs that I can get 8,000 of them a year.
Yep.
So
that's smart.
Technically, I'm in my burnout right now. We'll see how long it will last. I'm giving it to at least January 15th, I'm guessing, before I just go buck wild again. So,
Stacy, you're allowed to talk again.
I think one thing a lot of people don't realize is, when you're saying like I sent like Andy does, like I did, and like Mike does, like I sent out over 2,000. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of time. Working full time. In my case, I don't have a family like the rest of you, so I don't have that aspect to worry about. But it takes, the research, me and Mike spend. We probably don't even know how many hours a year we spend up looking for photos, and then the whole social media aspect is another thing. It's you're adding. It probably. I'm horrible at it because I don't keep up on a daily basis. I'm always trying to catch up on posts. I have 1,000 photos of stuff just for this year. I still haven't posted on Instagram or on Facebook or.
By the way, how's Instagram for our podcast doing there, Stacy?
I haven't even got that. I got a new iPhone. I think the only Instagram account I have up is my main. Well, I guess I got my main one, my autograph one, but I'll get to that.
Okay.
But we haven't had a show for a month, so there hasn't been much to post on there.
To keep up with the show. How else are they gonna know my toilet's clogged?
Yeah, it's just it's easy to see why some of us can get burned out and why we get burned out. It's basically another.
It's part
almost
of
full-time job at times.
No matter what you collect, it's going to take time and effort and money. And sometimes those things are in short supply and it can run you thin. We're going to run through a few questions here about burnouts. How many burnouts have you guys had in your lifetime? If you had to guess, we'll start with Andy.
Just for this hobby or just life in
just
general?
In your lifetime. Yeah, I would stick to the hobby. We don't want to go into the thousands here.
I don't know. Well, let's see. My present one. I probably had one, maybe 2 or 3 of them where I kind of took like a month off. Well, I have to freaking lie, man. Maybe a week off. Yeah, I'm just an addict, so it's just there's no solving me. Yeah, probably just the one right now. The only time period that I actually took time off from it is when I went to college, and I was spending my money on things that weren't legal or supposed to be doing. But besides that, that's the only time I really took vacation.
I wouldn't call that burnout. That was just you moved onto something that you couldn't.
Oh yeah, that was good time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be burnout. I don't think.
There's a complete blank, but okay.
Yeah, it's a different kind of burnout. Mike, how many times have you had burnout?
Just a couple. My burnouts, like I said, has been mainly where I just stopped making videos on YouTube, and that can last a couple months. Look at my videos, and it's like last video 3 months ago. I still collect, and it piles up, and I've never had the big burnout where I've stopped collecting and sold stuff. I haven't experienced that. I truly love this hobby, but mine has been I just turn off social networks. I'm just like done.
You say, Mike, that we don't truly love the hobby if we sell our entire collection, because you got 2 crazy little guys over here that did exactly that. Stacy, how many burnouts have you had?
I would say probably 2 or 3 throughout my whole time doing this, and the one I would consider a major one, because I was right in the middle of probably my biggest stretch of doing it, and that's when I sold everything and started over.
I would say 2 for me. One was when I graduated high school and had to move out on my own and find a job and do all that stuff. And I was just kind of with the hobby.
You were trying your rap career out, if I remember.
I was trying my rap career out. Actually, that was junior high. I moved out and I sold everything I had autograph related because it just wasn't important to me anymore. I had other things I needed to worry about, like eating. So that was my first one, and then my second one was after the podcast ended. I really concentrated on my business, and I lost passion for even my collection for the most part. I still had those sentimental items that I held on to definitely, and still have a story connected to them, and I'll always keep. But a majority of my collection I found disposable pretty easily, and I don't know if that's due to burnout or just I saw the money, but that's what happened, and I got rid of a bunch of stuff, and I felt like I made some space in my house, which was nice. And then I started feeling that hole where I'm like, okay, I got the itch, and I need to get my mind on something that's not work related or stress related. And that's kind of when I jumped back in. I haven't done TTMs, but since I deal with autographs every day in my business, I can come on here and talk about that side on here with you guys, and just like Mike was talking about the social aspect being stressful. I find as long as you limit that access people have to you to your terms, I find it enjoyable and a kind of a relief from everyday life. So yeah, I'd say 2. We're going to move on to the next question. God, this podcast is gonna be long. I'm so sorry, people.
This is like the old. This is like Mike. The old days.
I know. Blame Mike and Andy, and go ahead and blame Stacy because he's Stacy. How long were your burnouts? This is like combined, just a generic. I think Andy, did you say like a month?
Yeah, less than that. I went to college for like 6 years or 7 years because I bounced around because I didn't really make it at a bunch of colleges for some strange reasons. So
I'm getting the notion here that they Van Wilder was based on you, maybe.
Yeah, I kind of bounced around a little. A few mistakes. You know, you kind of learn that you really have to go to class and actually pay attention.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, we're the 8th of January, and I started this on the 1st, somewhat. So there you go.
We're 7 days and counting.
7 days.
Well, 7 days and like 150 letters. So I'm slowing down.
Pace yourself.
But I am. Just, you know what it is? It's stuff that I had on my desk that I had previous. Like, I got to get this out. Once this desk is done, then I already sent out probably about 10 guys that required a fee. Actually, I just got Jim Palmer in yesterday. Because those have been sitting around. So it's just like the guys that just want money or fees or just get those done. And so, like I said, that's my goal. Once I can clear this desk, I'm not going to be doing like regular guys anymore, at least until.
Excuse me?
We're going to say this next year.
What did you say?
But I am definitely sending to that John Pitts guy back in Denver again, though. I'm going to stay in communication with him. Can't wait to see what he's up to now.
Okay, Mikey. What's the approximately like? How long are your breaks?
It's
from
usually
social media. From social media, we'll do for social media for you.
Couple months. Like I need to just detox, and then I get the itch, like you said, and I come back.
That's actually
so that one person
that's a different topic.
You off and asks for an address. Yeah, he sets you right off.
Yep.
Addie.
It's like a little bird. Addie. Hey, Stacy. How long is your break? How long were your breaks approximately? I guess it's a stupid question because we pretty much talked about this stuff right before.
I said my major one was almost just short of 4 years.
Well, that's what boat I'm in. Mine's about 4 years too on both. So there's your answers on that. I don't know. That might have been a stupid question because we already talked about it, but whatever. Next question. Did you pay attention to the hobby at all during your break, or did you totally black the whole idea of collecting out at that time? Let's go with Andy.
Yeah, I paid attention. I still, on my hiatus, I still looked at Star Tiger and read up on who was coming in. I said Star Tiger, right? Yeah. Back then, when I was in college, with Star Archives, as we all know. But
free.
Yeah, it was great. But yeah, I kind of kept up. Then, every time I try to get out, they just pull me back in.
Sopranos line, nice.
What?
Is it Sopranos?
Godfather.
Oh, is it Godfather?
Oh.
Okay, well okay. I got a confession to
Wait,
make.
is it?
Never
Oh,
actually
shit.
watched Godfather.
Now you're questioning. Now I'm thinking about it.
But they used it in The Sopranos
Yeah,
as
they
a
did.
joke.
Yeah,
So technically, it was still in The Sopranos.
good call.
I'm good. All right. So, Mikey, did you pay attention to the hobby on your, or did you pay attention to social media at all, or did you just cut yourself straight off?
YouTube, when I take my hiatus, I stopped watching videos completely. Like I was off YouTube. I still was on Facebook and Twitter a little bit, but not much. It was just there. I
Cut it off
had
till
zero
the
interest.
to the doctor prescribed.
Yep.
Stacy,
During my major break, I like Mike. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to YouTube, but still, like, I would obviously watch his video, Mike's videos, Troy's stuff, but like the outside of my inner circle of friends, I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to what was going on YouTube. Facebook, I still follow. I'm obviously in the group stuff, so I would follow and see what people got in, and I would talk. I mean, the inner circle of people I still talk to throughout that 4 years off, but.
right, and I think that's, you kind of insulate yourself to a certain point that you can, but you still enjoy the little tidbits that roll in to feed your little addiction that's still behind the burnout, in my opinion. I totally cut myself off from the community. I was done. I just wanted to focus in on my business, and I mean, I didn't delete anything like accounts or anything. I did actually. I deleted my entire YouTube channel. I forgot about that. I deleted all my videos on my YouTube channel. I just didn't want to mess with it anymore. And I still was subscribed to everybody. But when I came back, like half the people on there weren't making videos anymore, sadly. And it was kind of like a new world because I hadn't been in there for so long. So I think you get your little tidbits in there, your fingers in the pie, but your fist's not in the pie. So that's a really weird analogy. It's you still want to be around the people that you enjoyed the hobby with, but you're obviously not paying attention to it because you're on your little break. See, the last question. What are we at? Man, we're running long. Oh well. What brought you back? So what triggered you to get back into the hobby, Andy?
Because I can't freaking leave it.
You can't stop.
I need to get my itch, get my fixin'. That's
Your
the only
local
thing.
post office would go out of business without you.
It's always going to you on a first name basis with your postmasters.
Yep.
You're not on a nickname basis yet.
You know what was funny was I was in the post office not too long ago, and I had to pick up something because we were away. So I had to pick up all the mail, and I was picking up, and I put a little smiley face on all my envelopes coming back. I don't know why. It's something that sticks out. So the woman's like, "Oh, this is you." I'm like, "Oh crap, yeah." Sorry. She goes, "We always wondered what you look like with the smiley faces." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks. You're the best." Okay, see ya. That was my local one. That's not the one I mail from. The one I use is by my work, but this is like my local one.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, now we know what you look like." I'm like, "Thanks." Encouraging.
It's the smiley guy.
Yeah, that's.
So obviously Andy has a crippling addiction.
Mhm.
So that's what brought him back. Mike, what brought you back into the social media fold?
Surprising, it's the connections I've made throughout the 10 plus years. I'll randomly check, my inbox, and somebody will send a message either on Facebook or on YouTube when they used to do messaging, and be like, when you coming back? When's the next video? Or I get something. Your videos inspired me, and that's why I make them, because the experiences I get to share, and it's kind of a release for me to share with other collectors. And that's why I named it the Autograph Network. It was a network of collectors, and that's what keeps bringing me back.
Don't lie, you do it for the $20 in AdSense money.
I haven't seen a check in so long.
Stacy, what brought you back?
it's got to be kind of the same thing. It's just the inner circle of friends that, I mean, like I said, I still talk to pretty much everybody once I left the hobby, and it was always, when you're coming back, you're coming back, you're coming back, when you're coming back. So that was a big part of it. Then the thing that kind of kicked it to where it started in 2018 is, I mean, me and Jeremy kind of at this same time we would get on Skype. We started getting on Skype probably toward the end of 2017, because we ended up with this schedule. We ended up having this the same nights off, so we'd get on Skype and talk, and we just kept talking about it. And I just finally decided I was going to do it, and he was still on the fence. And then I got a text from him after I decided to, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to yet." But then he sent me a text the next day and said he'd bought stamps and was looking for photos. So that was kind of the big thing to start the year in 2018, getting back into it, because me and him started, and I mean, we were sending bonkers there for a while. Then his work schedule changed. He's on a break, and I'm trying to hope to get him back. He's thinking about it again, so hopefully we'll have Jeremy back, and he might be popping on here one of these nights too. So
yeah, and the format we have now, if you guys don't know at home, I don't think we've ever talked about this. Autographers Anonymous is an open group of trusted people in our circle that can pop in any night they want to or need to. So nobody's required to be here. We just have a large enough group that we can run the podcast every 2 weeks. And so that's how we're running things. So you may see hosts pop in and pop out.
Yeah, we got like a big thing now is, I mean, me and Mike are talking every day, and I think we're kind of motivating each other to keep up and keep at things. So
yeah, totally.
So we're not getting paid for this.
Dude,
Whoa.
dude, I got like $1.05 in AdSense money coming your way, buddy.
Man, I'm going on a hiatus now.
No,
but I do. I do apologize that I haven't been here for a while. So
that's the whole point of this, man. You don't need to apologize.
We actually technically were supposed to have a hockey game tonight for my middle son, but it got canceled, so that's why I was able. But Mike, the hockey schedules are changed, like in the morning, noon, night, and
life comes first, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm in like 12 rinks a week, so this is actually nice to actually make it on here tonight. And, like, still on my wife's computer to actually get on.
Well, it's nice to have you, man.
Yeah, we also might be in 2019 getting a Bloodspawn return too. I'm working on him too. So.
You I assume by now he's built a palace full of women, and he just like lounges around in there, and
he gets in his things and he goes bonkers. He's like a big comic collector and a statue. Jeremy got him hooked on those statues that Jeremy buys. He buys those all the time, and he spends his con.
It'd be funny to get those guys back on for a few shows, and if they could do more, that'd be great.
Jeremy wants to.
You guys are changing the topic.
Yeah, we are.
We're seeing how long this can actually go.
Okay, let me finish this off, and then we can talk about the show a little bit. I'll throw it in there because the show's not long enough, obviously. What brought me back was just basically I needed something to distract me from work and some other stuff. So I reconnected with these guys and
plus
came up with the podcast again. So.
I kept giving him peer pressure all the time too.
Yeah, Stacy would be like, "Hey, what's going on? We're gonna do the podcast. We're gonna come back to TTMs." I'm like, "Go away, past."
I was passing on the peer pressure that I got onto you.
Yep.
God, you're like a drug dealer.
So that ends the segment for burnout. I think everybody experiences it. If you guys have a weird experience with burnout, feel free to post it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If it still works, I don't know if Stacy's what he's doing over there, but and we might talk about it on the show. So you guys want to talk about the show a little bit? We'll throw a little segment in here about the show. and what just continue talking a little bit about the hosts and stuff. By the way, if you think you're qualified to be a host, let us know. You got to have a real solid internet connection, decent webcam. You gotta. Well, sorry, Andy, you're out. No, I'm kidding. You're good. Headphones and somewhat of a personality, and we'll talk to you and see what we can do. Yeah, that's kind of the format. We want it to be, and I want to grow the group of people. I don't want it to be stagnant. I don't want it to be just who's in it now. I want it to be a group of maybe 15 people that whoever's available can hop on, do the podcast, and that way nobody's obligated to do anything. And as Mike said, the most important thing, life comes first, and then hobbies and a podcast and stuff. So that's the format we're doing now. Anybody got anything else to say about the podcast?
Yeah, like I said earlier, like I know Jeremy wants to hop on one of these. We got to kind of see what he has. He'll have probably a bid schedule coming up again sometime this year. So hopefully we'll get him on. Like I said, I talked to Bloodspawn the other night, and I think he's starting to get the itch to get back, because I don't think he hasn't done much TTM stuff for a couple years now, but he's starting to get that.
If you guys want to throw a little message their way and be like, you should do this, maybe that'll push them over. You know,
share that peer pressure.
They're gonna get tens of messages.
Back into it.
I want to say this funny comment here by Henry in chat. He says this video burned me out. I know, man. This is by far going to be the longest episode we've ever done. It's just because there was such a long period in between shows that the returns built up. So I'm sure you guys are happy with extra content. Why you can't be complaining about extra content? Come on.
And these shows used to go this long all the time.
Well, we also had I went back and listened to our old shows. We had 10 segments. Yeah. It was ridiculous. And to actually plan out all the segments took so long. We're not going to be that long all the time, unless we have 10 people in here or something. That'd be different. But if you guys have any questions about or suggestions about the format of the show, feel free to send those too.
Or suggestions on who else you'd like to see on here. We can always reach out.
Or who you want to kick off. No, I'm kidding.
No.
It's like Survivor up in here. I know, man. Let's move on to the giveaway
first.
Let's move on to the giveaway. The reason half our listeners are here. So last week we gave away the shirt again because we didn't have a winner the time before, and this week we picked a winner, and it is Dennis St. Laurent. Dennis St. Laurent. I think you won our first show back.
I think so. Yeah.
So double winner, man. Double winner chicken dinner. Congratulations. Message us on Facebook.
And it's gonna blow his mind that I'm on here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's blowing my mind they're on here. So send us a message with your address. We'll get that out to you ASAP. Mikey's got that. You didn't lose it, did you, Mike? You still got that, right?
No, I've worn it a few times, so it smells like me.
Oh, dude,
it's game worn now.
That is event worn by Mike. I'm sure he went to some event in it. So, there you go.
Cut that thing up.
Yeah, I did cut it up for my fabric fobs. And the new giveaway, we felt bad for missing a show after Christmas and before New Year. That was a stupid promise. I shouldn't have made it. I apologize. But to make up for it, we got a double bubble giveaway. On my end, I'm giving away an Ed McMahon certified auto card from Donruss Americana before they went to Panini Americana. Nice. Right there with the reflection of my webcam. And Stacy is giving away.
I got your choice of one of these 8x10s. I have a Bailey Madison. Get the glare out of there. Or I think you say her name is Zoe or Zoe Kazan. She was in the Big Sick most recently. So there is that.
So you guys can pick which one you want from Stacy, and then you'll get that one and the McMahon. So you're getting double bubble. to make up for the missed show, because that's how we roll here. If we make a mistake, we treat you guys, or at least treat one of you. Hey, this show's a treat, man. We're going like double time.
Well, how do they win, Zane?
Yeah, they win. They win our show. If you don't win the giveaway, you win our show tonight. Congratulations. So to enter that, you might want to know how to enter the giveaway. That's kind of important. So basically, we want you to answer the question: what was your best TTM response? Like your most memorable? Like I know people get some crazy returns from people where they write a giant letter telling them dirty things. And sometimes they get multiple autographs that they didn't send the items, and they get some really cool stuff back. So what was your best TTM return? Or if you don't do TTMs, what's your best in-person celebrity meeting?
And sometimes you get to hear Zane scream like a little girl.
You can always hear that. Made it awkward, man. So if you want to enter, you answer those questions. What's your best TTM response or your best in-person meeting? And all you got to do is put it on our Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. And I'm working on a response page on our website, autographersanonymous.com, where you can actually do it there, but it's not up yet. So you'd have to do Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram for this one. Hopefully I'll have that up by next show. So cross your fingers.
And as far as Instagram, I'll bring this up real quick. If you guys have anything you guys get in, whether it's TTM, IP purchases, if you want us to highlight it on the Instagram page, just send me a photo in the DM, and I will make sure that it gets put up on our page.
You'll just have to wait for Stacy to download our account onto his Instagram because, you know, Stacy.
Do that.
I want you guys to answer next week. I want anybody who's on the show, the hosts, what is your best TTM or in person?
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one. We'll answer it next week with the giveaway. That's what we'll do. We'll tack it on to the giveaway winner, and then we'll go through the group and see what ours is.
We all have to
remind me though.
And we all have to try to guess what everybody's answer is going to be. We'll see who's right.
We'll see. Because we all know our returns pretty well, and we've all watched videos from each other, so that might be fun. Maybe put some wagers on it or something somehow. We'll figure it out. So go do that. Enter the giveaways. So you got 2 weeks before the next show, so it gives you plenty of time. Next up, the case against nominations. You thought it was gonna be the case against, didn't you? Nope.
They're like, oh God, here's another hour.
Yeah. I don't think this will be an hour. I think we can get it limited down. So we have 6 nominations here, and our goal is to get this down to 2. And then we're going to send those 2 out to you guys on Facebook and Twitter, and you're going to vote and pick which one you want to be under the gun. We'll examine their signature TTM. We'll try to figure out if we think it's definitely authentic, probably authentic, neutral, probably fake, or definitely fake. And yes, I have that written down. So the nominations are...
Can I go to a little tease real quick?
Sure.
That we may be doing something... a little add-on bonus fun with this at the end of the year, so stay tuned.
If we remember.
The end of the year?
Oh, yeah, end of the year, because it's something big. No, it's something big and expensive. End of the year. Taxes are coming. So let me get my Bob Ross paintings here and act like it's an envelope. The nominations are... looks like here, Jeff Foxworthy of Mary Lou Retton. Wayne Gretzky. Those are the ones that didn't win last time, but we always throw those in the second nomination, so they have a chance. And the last 3 are Joe Pesci, Bob Dole, I'm Bob Dole, and Shaq. So those are our 6. Now, is there anybody you guys feel can be knocked off the bat? Maybe not enough interest, maybe too obvious, not enough fun talking about.
Bob Dole.
What? No. Okay, I have a problem with this. Okay. So go ahead and defend your choice to knock off Bob Dole.
Well, I'm going to nominate. I think we should do a sports one because we did Uma Thurman last time. So I'm My nominations are for the Wayne Gretzky and Shaq. They're two of the elites. I think we should do a sports edition.
Okay, but you gotta discuss this a little bit before we make our final votes. I mean, we got to kill some time here, and we've only been on.
Come on, wrap it up, people.
So, man, I love Bob Dole though. Like that would be such a good. I have a soft spot for Bob Dole because I've always wondered about that signature TTM. I've always suspected his wife signed it because she has similar handwriting, like very particular, and his TTM signature is the same every single time. So I don't want to knock Bob Dole off first. Can we all agree Mary Lou Retton's off?
I think the first two. I think the first two are Retton and Foxworthy. So I think the other four are all ones we can make really good cases for.
I think Foxworthy could be interesting, but I'll knock him off. I don't think he's going to make it through this.
I don't think he's as interesting as the other four.
Yeah, all Retton and Foxworthy. Is everybody good with knocking those out?
Yeah.
Okay, Andy, you good?
Yeah, as long as we get rid of the Bob Dole, I'll be fine.
Oh my!
I'm holding the ground on Bob Dole for right now.
No,
Okay,
but I agree. I think that between the Gretzky and the Shaq, I mean, those are some big names that.
So I'll say
it's out of very questionable that, those elite guys that are considered, Shaq's in the top 50 greatest players, and Gretzky's a GOAT. So that's pretty amazing to get them back. So I think that would be a good argument to see if they're good or bad.
Now on Pesci, there's a lot of new arguments on Star Tiger. There's a giant thread about Pesci. So that's also a new one that's popular right now. But you guys are really leaning towards sports. Stacy, how do you feel? Because you could just throw it the whole thing if you feel the same way.
I'm okay with picking one of the sports guys, and I'm interested in the Bob Dole thing just as the fact that I don't think he's probably going to be around much longer. He can hardly move. If you saw him at the
the
funeral,
it was his funeral. I mean, it was.
Stacy, this is not the case against. Don't start making points.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, you have 2 weeks.
My two votes, I'll say, is Bob Dole and Wayne Gretzky. I think Gretzky is a super hot topic because, I told Zay, and I'm still seeing stuff coming back, and they're getting passed by PSA. So
I would vote that way if you guys wanted to go one.
All right.
One sports figure and one non-sports figure. And remind you, the audience is picking. So and they're probably not going to pick the non-sports figure. So you're probably safe.
Gretzky and Dole.
Gretzky and Dole. Are you okay with that, Andy?
Yeah, fine.
Your voice matters.
No, but you know what? It would be interesting if he actually got a Bob Dole out now and see how it came back. Because, like you said, you saw him at the funeral. He couldn't even move.
I got him back shortly after the funeral.
Yeah.
And how did it look? Was it nice and steady?
We can't talk about it unless he gets nominated.
Come on.
Nominate Bob Dole. Let him win for once.
Let him win for once.
Okay, I think we got it. I think we all agree. I'm happy Bob Dole's in there just as a choice. So we got Gretzky and Dole. We agree?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I
think we could definitely get Shaq on there soon, but I'm those are the two that I'm okay with.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna knock Mary Lou Retton off, and I hate getting rid of Foxworthy though. But for the next nomination round, I don't think she's gonna make it. Okay, so Gretzky, Dole. That's the battle that's gonna go on Twitter and Facebook. Make sure you follow us on both those platforms and vote so you have a voice in this show. Who are we going to critique and give our opinions on authenticity, TTM? So go vote. Boys and girls, I believe this is the end of the show. We want you guys to actually send some questions in. We haven't asked this yet because we wanted to get some viewers under our belt, some listeners. But if you want to start sending some questions in, just message us on Facebook or, reply to us on Twitter. I don't know how you contact people on Twitter. I'm such an old man. But contact us on those platforms. And if you have a question for the podcast, we're going to try to do a viewer submitted question segment like we used to. It's just we have to get the view count back up there where it used to be to have the volume to do that. Maybe we can store them up and do it every other show or something. But if you have any questions for the gang, just to go ahead and send those in. And as I said before, we're back on schedule every other week. That's when we're doing the show. So that's solid until a catastrophe happens. And promotions. You guys got anything to promote? Andy?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't made a video in I don't know how long. It's been since last year sometime. So
okay, Andy, I got something for you. Is there a team that you hate that you want to rail against?
Yeah, Tampa Bay Lightning suck. Totally just now.
Who's the worst player on their team?
Oh, Stamkos all the way.
There you go.
You know what? It's funny is I'm actually going to the Bruins Bolts game next month. And it's funny because my oldest is the biggest Bolt fan ever, so I get to sit next to him in his uniform jersey, and it should be fun because it's every time they score, he tries to stand up and he looks around and sees all the Bruins outfits and went, oh crap, I'm not standing up and cheering. So that's what I get to look forward to.
I'm a Cubbies guy living in Cardinals land. I feel his pain. All right, Mikey, you got anything to promote?
Not yet. You can find me on social networks. Check the Autograph Network. Probably next show I will have a announcement that I haven't talked to you guys about, but something a little project I'm going to work on for 2019. So a little teaser there.
Fun. Nice. Stacy.
You can follow me on Instagram, my main account, if you want to pay interested in that. That's just Stacy R. Schaefer. That autograph dude is where all the autograph stuff is now on Instagram. The show Instagram is anonymous, and I think that's about it. And me and Mike might be working on something too a little bit. We'll probably go into that once we start.
It's a porno. Obviously, every show I promote my eBay store, the Savage Library, and also my celebrity used clothing keychain line called Fabric Fobs on Etsy. Go buy my shit. That's all I got. That's all we got. And until next week, you take care. All of you autograph addicts.